this main point, this is step one, that you write on your Google Chrome this particular URL. And over there, when you open this particular website, you will see funding opportunities. Before going further, I would like to suggest that you must have some IEEE members in your group, because this is something that must be addressed to IEEE member. Not it is it basically provide you a comfort zone that you can take some of the students who are non-IEEE member. But yeah, apart from that, it basically corresponds. When you submit the grant, they actually require the primary applicant must be an IEEE member. So if you go on this particular site, you will have the funding options. If you can see, this is the URL, and this is the funding opportunities. Over there, what type of grant we are opting for? So you have before 2020, they have like two projects. One is a special interest group for humanitarian technology, like site projects and hack projects. What people propose in these two projects were like, there is a village where there is short of electricity, so they proposed the solar deployment over there. Some of them propose the drone, the transportation of medicines through drone. Some of them propose the transportation of blood through drone. So similar projects were happening in side projects and hack projects. In 2022, as we all know that COVID and pandemic situation, so they have introduced a new basically tab that is COVID-19 projects. And if you can see the poster also, that is call for proposal focused on COVID-19 response. It means that they are encouraging every individual around the globe who can propose something to help out the people, so that they can survive in this pandemic situation. So even if you are producing some mask or some hand sanitizer, obviously these such similar projects have been proposed. So make sure if you are proposing something, you will have a correlation between your project and already proposed project. I'll be coming to the application also, and we will be discussing the step by step that what type of essential things should be filled while submitting this a particular application. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the website where you have to apply, and this is purely for those people who think that apart from their education, apart from their degree, they really consider themselves as an engineer or science student that can contribute or provide an alternative for the social problems of society. So over there, this is the COVID-19 project. When you click on it, on COVID-19 projects, it will direct you to another page, that is this one. So if you can see, it has some sort of areas. It is not only limited to simple ideas, but it also welcome the science and technology oriented proposals. So if you can see, it invites actually the food security based proposals, infection control devices, like if someone is from biomedical engineering, they can easily participate in it. If someone is in IT or ICT, like information and communication technology, my project on which I got the grant was basically in this area. Though I'm a robotic engineer, but yeah, apart from that, when I was in lockdown, I was thinking I was just got free from my research proposal. So at that time, I was like quite free. So being a science student, I was thinking like, if I can contribute in this field. Obviously, it is something that is the responsibility of every individual, every engineering and science individual, who is studying the STEM subjects, that in anyhow, direct or indirect, he or she may contribute for the society. So at that time, I realized that, okay, why not I should contribute? And at that time, I was looking at some of the stories. Yeah, if I remember, like it was Instagram stories where I saw that Thailand and Turkey, they have initiated some disinfectant gates, so that people who can just entry, who are just about to enter in any public place, they are first walking through those disinfectant gates. Then I thought that, okay, why not we deploy some Internet of Thing or computer vision that can detect, okay, a person has, you know, is equipped with mask or not, what and how we can measure the temperature without any contact. So that was an idea, that was a very in infancy stage actually. So there are many themes that you can think of. You can go for medical devices, you can go for PPPs, the personal protective equipment. As I said, that if you want to propose a proposal where you are producing some mask using nanotechnology or something, they will support you. Sustainable power sources, water sanitation, and hygiene. And other than that, other pandemic related topics, like it's a broad area where you can come up with any proposal you want. So it is not only for the electrical or electronic, but it is also open for civil, chemical, and other STEM students. I'll be discussing my project idea also, but I don't want to, what we say, I'll be moving with the these slides actually. So in the meanwhile, if you have any query, just keep that query with yourself. I'll be addressing your all queries after the end of this presentation. So what's new actually? There is only one new amendment that I believe I should discuss. Luckily, when I was applying, I'm a graduate IEEE member, not a senior member, but yeah, I'm a graduate member. And over here in UTP, IEEE UTP student branch, they all have like MS and PhD students who are running it. So I'm the general secretary actually. And in the meanwhile, when I resume my charge of general secretary over there, it's I was like in search of such opportunity where I can highlight my student branch in the section. So I got this platform, and over there I invited some of the non-IEEE members as well, because this is something that welcome and encourage, the non-IEEE members as well. So we were some of the members, like one was from India, Mr. Nirbhay Mathur. He's a very intellectual, one of the intellectual persons I have ever met. He's a data scientist actually. Then we have one undergraduate student, Tan. He's from Malaysia and very fine with the hardware skills. And then we have some two mentors, the associate professors with us. So it's not mandatory that you keep your faculty members in the team, but surely their supervision can direct you in a better way. So what's new? I'm saying that luckily in 2020, I applied in 2019, 2020 February actually, and over there there was no any requirement because now they have amended one rule actually, that the primary applicant must be senior member. The primary applicant, like if I'm applying, I should have senior membership in IEEE, which is somehow difficult right now for most of our IEEE members. So what you need to do is you should invite any faculty member or a member from Karachi section, or the people who are from Malaysia. They can indulge, they can engage people from Malaysia section or within their university, identify if there is anyone who is a faculty member or even the postgraduate person, but he is or she is senior member. Just involve and request her to apply, discuss the proposal with him or her first, and then apply. So this is the new amendment. When I applied, they never bother on this thing. So I got the amount in my account actually, the Malaysian in my Malaysian bank account. So that was very fantastic. Like there was no any hurdle, and so now at this moment they have this particular layer or particular rule that a primary applicant must be a senior member. And at that moment, when I applied like 3 times for 3 different grants. I got rejection for 2 proposals. Yeah, I got the rejection. First, I got the rejection. Second, again, I got the rejection. And third, again, because it was something, it was my interest actually to apply in for this particular project. So after getting the rejection 2 times, third attempt, I got the success. So, and at that moment, there was no any obligatory on team. Like you can submit 3 proposals with the same team. But now, like in from 2020 and onwards, like they have proposed these 2 things. Like one, that the primary applicant must be the senior member. The second one is that 75% of your team names actually must be changed. Like you must have 75% ratio in which you can differentiate in terms of team members in 2 grants. If you are submitting 2 grants, there should be a 75% margin for the different teams, So these are the 2 rules actually. And I hope that if you are now aware, you can definitely go with that thing. And as now it's a matter of proud, it's an immense pleasure for me that now IEEE PNEC Karachi is basically collaborating with IEEE-UTP student branch. So if you people have any idea, just let us know. We have wonderful people over here in Malaysia. We can, engage with them, and we can go for one proposal together. So how to apply? So this is these slides I'll give you later on just after this presentation. The people who are in the session actually. So what you need to do is the senior member like me. I'm not a senior member, but yeah, I'm an IEEE member. So this is the screenshot when I was presenting for the first time this workshop. I got the screenshot of this thing. But now, as the rule is changed, like senior member should be the primary applicant, so you have to ask the senior member that he or she must log in on this particular page. So once the primary applicant, who is a senior member, obviously log in on this particular page, it will direct you towards the dashboard. So on the dashboard, you can see my details are there, like Ghulam Mustafa, this is my contact number, my affiliation, and the organization in which I'm the part. And over here, you will be looking at that active request and historical request. So historical request, as I mentioned you that, okay, I have applied for the 3 times, 2 times I got the rejection, and the last time I got the success. So the portal actually is showing my historical request actually, what type of applications I have forwarded already. So over here, you can see this one was denied, like they rejected. And the topic was like transportation of essential medicines to rural areas of Malaysia using quad rotorcraft. I want to mention that my PhD is actually on drones. So I was like willing to contribute something that is similar within my research interest. So I proposed this particular proposal, and then the most interesting thing is when you submit the proposal, they never reject directly. Like we submit something, and then on the particular date, we got some email that our proposal is rejected, right? But over here in IEEE hack and site, it is not like that. They actually email you their queries, the points where they are not actually satisfied. They will ask you again and again through email. So if you are going with any primary applicant, kindly tell him or tell her that provide a particular email where he or she can easily access the emails. So they will ask you again and again, okay, what type of, let's suppose somewhere you have written something that they haven't, understood. So they will write you an email, okay, Ghulam, what do you mean by that? Okay, Ghulam, you just explain your flow chart. Okay, Ghulam, you explain this thing. So after, several interaction or communication through email, they will accept or reject. So it's not like crisp technology or Boolean technology 1 or 0. They will again and again coordinate to convey you the particular things, and if they are satisfied, they will just proceed with the payment with a grant amount. So you can see first my proposal was rejected. Again the second one, like this was the first call, this one was the second call, and with the first call I submitted like another proposal together. So this one actually got submitted and accepted, and the topic was designing an IoT based disinfectant gate for analyzing the R naught. R naught is the reproductive coefficient of novel coronavirus like COVID-19. This is the coefficient that basically shares the information that how COVID will spread in particular jurisdiction or in particular city or in particular area. So this is the one of the most important thing to compute, So this proposal, I got the acceptance. This one is the option where you have to apply. So when you click on apply, they will tell you, okay, this is the call for, grant proposals. Unfortunately, the last date was 16th of August, but it's not like that because IEEE hack and site, they open the call 3 times in a year. 3 times in a year means one was in February or March. The second one is now this August, that is already gone. The third one will be most probably in November or December. So you can prepare a good proposal, coordinate with your team. If you need any support from Malaysia, specifically IEEE-UTP student branch, I'm there to support in it and guide you for this thing. So it's never too late. You can still apply. Just you have to build the team. So the thing is, this is the particular link where you can just check on daily basis, or maybe in November you just check it, or otherwise I will also share the information with the IEEE chair. So now let's have a look on the format of the proposal. So what I did, I actually downloaded my proposal that I submitted. So let me just open this PDF. Please confirm once it's in front of you now. Okay, so is it visible?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so the entire thing that is in this proposal, they will ask you on what we say. Is it visible now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so the entire thing that is in this particular proposal, they will ask you on the portal actually. So my topic was designing an IoT-based disinfectant gate for analyzing the R naught of the novel coronavirus. So what happened actually, as I told you previously, that in lockdown, I was like in the state where I was thinking that how to contribute. Being a researcher, I'm a postgraduate student, I'm pursuing PhD. So how can I play my role for in this pandemic situation? And I must have some sort of research and at least one conference paper at least. I want to contribute. I want to know. I was like in this state. So I come up after doing the essential literature review. I come up that okay, in the region, in entire globe, people are proposing the disinfectant gates. And what is the working of those ordinary disinfectant gate at that time? Please note that it was just a beginning, like COVID, the pandemic situation, started somewhere in January, I guess. Yeah. So and in February or in March, yeah, 18th March 2020, we got the lockdown in Malaysia. So at that moment, I was looking at several news and news channels that many of the countries, they have proposed disinfectant gates. Then I thought that, okay, what is the working of disinfectant gate? Just to, sprinkle the disinfectants, the sanitizers on people who are entering to the places? No way, there should be something extraordinary in it. And then I thought of the Internet of Things, that okay, I should have one broker, IoT broker, where I will have some sort of data, and then my my one of the team fellow, Mr. Nirbhay Mathur, who's a data scientist, over here, and a very kind person from India, he actually guided me that okay, you just bring the data and I'll just process for R naught. I said okay, what type of data you require. So after the literature, we come up on the model of corona, that is SIER. The R naught is actually based on four particular things. One is suspected people. Second is infected people. Number third is the recovered. SIEE is exposed. It means that if there will be no lockdown, many people will be exposed to corona, right? So if many people will be exposed, definitely many people will be suspected. And how people are suspected? We measure the temperature without any contact, like through image processing. In this, within the disinfectant gate, we had an image processing unit. First, an entrant is basically we measure the temperature of an entrant, and then later on when he or she is entering further, we actually detect that whether she has carried or he has carried mask on her or his face or not. And then on the basis of temperature, we put that particular student or candidate or whatever. Obviously we have the database. Actually we have captured some of the images. For this particular project, we have a test case within the university. So what happened, we put them in two different columns. Like if the temperature is less than the abnormal temperature, then we put them into a suspect column. And if the temperature is increased, we put them into a in the infected. We put them, if the temperature is lower than the value, we put them into exposed column. And if the temperature is increased to particular value that we were looking for, we put them into a suspect. So two variables, suspected people and exposed people, were coming out from this disinfectant gate actually. Now, how about infected and recovered? We demonstrated that okay, within the local hospital, we will acquire or we will get the data from the local hospital, that how many people have been infected and how many recovered. And both four variable data will be going to IoT broker, a center platform, where we will have the four variables together for every individual, every jurisdiction. So when we have the data of these four variables, we can calculate the we can calculate the sorry we can calculate the let me just turn it off. We can calculate the COVID-19 reproductive coefficient actually. So now it was a briefing, because without a briefing of this topic, I cannot explain the essential things that I have filled in this particular form. So you can see you will be addressing your particular section, treasurer. So over here I have put the treasurer. You can put the name of treasurer of your section or your student branch. So in my case, I put the treasurer name, the treasurer of my student branch actually, not of section. Then you can see my name over there. And after that, if you see over here, I mentioned like applicant. So now, right now, you have to mention the senior member actually. Then the primary applicant. These are the data that you can easily have. This is one of the thing, like you have to mention the primary applicant IEEE member, IEEE number, the membership number you have to mention, and it must be valid one, like people with the membership. If someone has got the expiry of their membership, I'll suggest that don't apply now. And then you have the team. I mentioned the name of Nirbhay Mathur, his email address. So from here, actually, the data that you that is very technical, you have to look forward. That is project name, the region in which you are proposing it, the funding amount. You can see the funding, the total funding of this particular project. What I actually filled for it, it is like 1,468 US dollar. Though it was very small, but yeah, it was very competent. So then at that moment, our section chair or treasurer, Dr. Fanizu, I was very lucky that he was already associate professor in the same university where I'm pursuing my PhD. So it was quite easy and to contact him and to communicate him. And it was like he's very friendly. Even now he is immediate past chair, but he is very supportive. After that, you have to start with your project overview and background. You have to mention this thing. This is the executive summary, maybe of 350 or 250 words, but it should be addressed in a well manner that people can, can have a quick summary of your entire project in one, in in one go. So this is the executive summary where you have to mention all of the things like how you calculate, what type of, what type of advantage you will get. So this is the executive summary. This is not abstract actually. This is executive summary. So apart from that, if there's one query that uh, how to write an executive summary. Please note that it's not an abstract. This grant is not for any novel work. This grant is to facilitate the people around you, the social circle around you. So if you have anything that is very extraordinary, you're doing some extraordinary research, but they don't have, but that has no any tangible outcome, then please don't apply. It's only for the tangible outcome that you can produce later on for the society. So after that, they actually ask the same thing: what is the tangible outcome? Like the stakeholder mapping and end user engagement. So over here you can provide a short description that how it can impact on society, how it can impact on academia and industry. So this is how I actually mentioned over there. After that, theory of change. Now, what do you mean by theory of change? And theory of change is actually it's a difference, between input and your activities and output. That okay, what type of activities you will do, what type of inputs you have, and what type of output you will produce. So I proposed, like, because it was something very hardware oriented, so I mentioned my hardware components. I stated that okay, I'll do this thing. I mentioned the cost over here, but there is a separate tab for it. It's like you can mention the cost here also, but you can also mention the cost later on. So it's not a big deal that you mention over here. But what was my intention was to let them know that okay, I've been using these components as my inputs, and I'll be focusing on my output, that is reproductive coefficient, and it will help me to predict that how COVID-19 will spread within the region. So this is the output, and over here you can see the test case. The test case I put, they don't want you to do some extraordinary work. I again repeat this thing and I really emphasize on this thing. So I kept it very low level, that I said that okay, I'll implement this entire thing within my university, and within university I'll require some the people who are in hostels. Actually, I will get their data, their image, and I will implement the same thing on it. So that was the test case actually. And then you can see the further outcomes, that how this particular gate will be beneficial. So I said that it will tell the particular spread of COVID-19 within the jurisdiction. Now this is assumption. If you have any sort of assumption, you can mention over here. I mentioned that this is a prototype level, so it will be only implemented within university. So they were okay with that. The only thing, when I submitted this proposal, they asked, like, she was Juliana M. Picardo, very famous name in IEEE hack circle. I'm forgetting her designation, but yeah, she was like corresponding through her email. She asked me that okay, you are getting the data of people within the university, so is it feasible that you are actually disclosing the, what we say, there is a privacy issue, you are getting the data from these students. Then how I address that question, I never got the acceptance in one go. They were asking me several questions, and for several questions, I was answering them in a separate, email. So one of the questions that I really remember is like they were asking me that you are getting the data of people. So is it feasible like you are infringing the intervene within the privacy of people around you? So I said, okay, I will rotate an undertaking form. The people who can volunteer for this thing, they can fill the form, and then and only then I will get the data for from those people. So then they again, accepted this particular answer, and then I got the grant. So this is something that you must be very careful, that sending the proposal is not only the full thing. They will later on, correspond you like writing the queries they have. You have to answer those queries. So you must be equipped with the best team. So in my case, I was like with Nirbhay and my supervisor, Dr. Vijan, Dr. Seful. They are the faculty members of UTP. So they were guiding me at that time. Okay, you address this way or this way. So now the second heading is please describe any similar project. This is the most important thing. My two projects were rejected. Why? Because they said that okay, the drone is already transporting the blood in some of the city of Nigeria, I guess. Yeah, Nigeria. So they said that your project, how your project is similar to them. So I never bother on this particular heading in a very strong way. So those two projects were rejected. After going through the detail, review, I thought that okay, this is one of the things that I'm forgetting actually. So I mentioned over there that okay, there are many similar gates like disinfectant gates which are already in the market. They are deployed in front of supermarkets, the shopping malls, or maybe the schools or hospitals, but they don't have IoT feature in it, which will help us to know the COVID, the spread of COVID within the jurisdiction. Imagine in a city where you have 2 to 3 hospitals and you are getting the data of infected and recovered people, and you're getting the data from the disinfectant gates from shopping malls or the universities or schools, and you are having all the data on IoT broker, and then there's a data scientist like Nirbhay Mathur who is processing the thing and coming up with the the spread that okay, in upcoming month or upcoming weeks you will have the data, you will have similar spread of COVID-19. So this is something that is telling the fortune for someone. It was olden times when people were not predicting, people were predicting the things, and other people, they were like amazed, oh, how he can or she can predict the future. But now with the data sciences, you can predict the future. So this is the actual idea of my grant. After that, they ask that okay, how you implement, because this grant is only for 6 months, and every month they will email you to update the progress. So whatever you are mentioning, that must be later on, uh, that must be correlated later on with what you have written actually in your proposal. So I mentioned like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and each stage I just broke into 8 weeks actually. So you can see that there are certain stages. So this is something that is counted in project work plan and milestones. After that, you have any restrictions? Yeah, at that moment, there was restrictions, but I never mentioned over there. What was the restrictions? The restrictions were like over there at that time, the there was a lockdown. So during lockdown, we were not allowed to go within the department. We were not allowed to go any market and purchase the equipment from there. But I never stated over there. And then they wrote an email that okay, during lockdown, how you will manage all these things. And later I discussed the same thing with my supervisor. Then my supervisor said that okay, mention my email and ask them that okay, we have the departmental approval and we can go in department and we can order the equipment online, And again, they actually, Juliana, again wrote an email to me that, okay, if you are going to work in a department, how you will ensure the spread of COVID-19, like you were 2 to 3 people together. So at that time, I said that, okay, we have a clinic within our university that is known as Redza Clinic. So we will get the some medical professionals from them, from there, and they will be with us to monitor that we make sure the SOPs. So that was the answer for this particular query. So it's better to answer letter. It's better to code them within. So this is the particular point where you can mention all your troubles, all your hardships that you are going to face. So over there you can face, you can mention all the things. Then we have the implementing team. You can see I was the team lead, Ghulam Mustafa. This is my IEEE number. Then Nirbhay Mathur from India. I must say the Indians are very kind, very talented, and I'm really thankful to Nirbhay Mathur that he participated with me. Then we have my supervisor, Dr. Vijjan Sagyan Asrivaddam, and then my co-supervisor, Dr. Saiful Azrin, and he is the senior lecturer. After that, see, the form is not too big, but they really, every question has some importance, so it's better to take time and fill it properly. I can also provide you this template, so later on you can just focus on it and prepare a good proposal. It's like bridging different student branches together. So they over here, they are asking that describe the potential risks and unintended consequences with this project. So over that, I said that, okay, all ISO standards will be kept while executing the implementation of this prototype. And because this disease is, contagious, therefore, we will require the gloves and mask and everything. So we mentioned over there. Are any approvals needed at this moment? There was no approval. So they asked later on, that during lockdown, how you can work in within the university. Then I said, okay, I'm a hostelite, like I'm living in a hostel, so I can access the department on the approval. So later they asked the approval even. And then you have the external collaboration. If you have, see, this one is very important. If you have a team from different sections and they are working for some common cause, a common goal, they really encourage. So apart from NGOs or government or anything, you can mention the student branches of different what we say, different sections or regions. That would be somehow impact creating thing. What are the roles and responsibilities? So over here you can you define that what is the role of IEEE. Let's suppose IEEE PNEC. What would be the role? And what would be the role of IEEE, and what would be the role of section you just mentioned over there. So over here you can see the IEEE role here is to provide the financial support. Means I'm asking IEEE HAC to give me the financial support. And I'm saying, I'm quoting that IEEE-UTP student branch will only take care of smooth execution. It will facilitate me to get the best volunteers for this cause. So this is something that human support, like human resource management, is coming from IEEE-UTP student branch, and the financial support is coming from IEEE US. Like they transact the amount to section and then section to the primary applicant account. So it's like directly coming to your own bank account. So requested funding, okay, over here, this is actually the what we say, a note that from this grant you are not eligible to travel, you're not eligible to provide any salary or something like that. So just have a go through this thing. After that, the budget justification, how, like you are asking them 1500 US dollar, right? So what, how you will break this 1500 US dollar? So I just mentioned this justification over there. And after that, yeah, now it's coming towards hack project application template actually. So let me just Okay, I'll coming up to the slides. I'll show you this uh, template. This file is actually an Excel sheet which you have to fill actually. So I'll later on, share this Excel sheet with you. What if any mandatory bank fees, like the amount is coming from US? So is there any charges like currency conversion and then international bank transfer charges? So you can count the same thing within the budget, or you can exclude that particular, transaction amount actually. So what I said, I said that that will be adjusted from the head of miscellaneous amount. So then you have you submitted this proposal? I said, no, not yet. For conflict of interest, I said, there is no conflict of interest. Is any member of the project team also a member of any hack? At that moment, I was the only IEEE member, but at that moment, I was not having hack or site committee, member. I have also applied for the reviewer of this grant proposal. Sooner I'll get the response. So I have completed the training for that, but now it depends on the review committee that they will accept my application or not. But yes, I have attended the training for the reviewer of these grant proposals, like hack site and COVID-19 projects. So I have attended that training. After that, you have, if you have any video that will just give the graphical illustration or demonstration, you can put it over there. I had one picture actually for the disinfectant gate structure, like CAD diagram. So I uploaded over there. I provided later on, using the email. So over there, this is the supplementary file. The entire proposal I wrote on Word actually. So I uploaded this thing same. So you can see this is the signature part. Okay, so yeah. So additional files is like your own proposal in Word format and the Excel sheet where you justify the budget. So let me just open the Excel sheet for you. PPT, okay. Okay, this one is the Excel sheet. If you can see, okay, let me just view and full screen mode. Okay, so this one is actually the Excel sheet. There are two actually columns. You can mention your project title over here. This particular thing is like if you have collaborated with any other student branch or any welfare organization or any government organization, and they are paying you, so you mention the amount over here. In my case, I never asked any amount from any external resource, so I never mentioned anything. This is the amount which you asked from, IEEE HAC. So I mentioned the entire things over here, and you can see the total budget is like 1237.14 US dollars, and then I added miscellaneous 231.24. Together it was 1468.38, and it was like 8,000 ringgits actually, Malaysian ringgits I got. So this is the thing, and then later on this is my Word format proposal actually. So this was all about the format of the grant. The entire thing that I have shown you, I will provide also. And second thing is you have to fill these entire entries on portal that I have shown you. And let me just recall that link. This is the link where you can just go and search if the call is open, and that tentatively, as per my experience, it will open in November. Okay, so this is what this is a certificate of completion for project assessment and monitoring and evaluation. This is one of the courses. You have to complete it, like the primary applicant must complete this thing. If he or she is not completing this course, she will not be able to fill this particular assessment matrix. This assessment matrix is somehow what we say overall picture overall picture that how you are going to achieve your objectives and what are the indicators like uh, how you can actually execute your project. So this is something that you must go through. So this is a separate topic. The instruction is there. Once you get the grant approved, if you get the acceptance, then they will share this link to you to go on the training. So it's not compulsory like you do before. In my case, it was not compulsory, so you can do either in either way. This is the budget template sheet. I have kept this thing for you on Google Drive. You can access it. Important things. After submission, the reviewer team will contact you. This is again, I must say that it's not like Boolean, way like they accept or reject. No, it's not like that. They will ask you again and again about their queries, about the things that they have never understood, from your proposal. So that they will ask you again and again. And if you are addressing those queries in a proper way, sometimes it happens that a person cannot state all the things in the proposal. So they better understand this thing that, okay, and even as a reviewer, when I was attending the training, they were they mentioned this thing that if you have not understood any one or more than one, maybe or six or seven, whatever the points you are not understanding it, but you have understood the main theme, the main idea, then never reject the proposal. Why? Above all, this entire project is for humankind, like the people who are within your social circle. So they are really looking forward for some sort of proposal that can provide a comfort, that can help people to survive within the society. So they surely will ask you in several emails about their queries. So it's better to provide the email or address of that person who is very active via emails and can address the queries in a better way. So this is the thing. Last but not least is like as asking several answers, which means they will not reject it directly. uh, it's an immense pleasure for me that in entire Malaysia, when this particular project opened, only 4 projects were there who got the acceptance, and there were 101 approved projects in 29 countries and 5 IEEE regions. And I'm really thankful to Allah Almighty, ever compassionate and merciful, that I was with my team. I was the one who got this grant actually. And this grant is actually not providing you the amount only, but it will help you to interact with other people. So you can see over here, this is during pandemic situation, there was a hybrid event of IEEE Day, where I was invited in Putrajaya, my Marriott hotel, where I explained entire of my project. And these were the speakers. So over there, this is one of my mentors, Dr. Fanizu. He was chair at that moment, and now he is past chair. And here is my name. After that, the outcome in terms of research, like I was the person who was thinking somewhere before submitting this proposal, that how I can contribute. So now Alhamdulillah, my research paper on COVID-19 is published, and it's online now on one of the journals, one of the Scopus Index journals, that is World Journal of Engineering. You can pursue this thing. And yeah, I never ever walked alone. My team, you can see Associate Professor Dr. Vijhan, Dr. Saiful Azrin, me, myself, and Nirbhay Mathur, Tan, and of course, without the support of our branch counselor, Associate Professor Dr. Ravan Illa Mazuti, it was never ever easy. He was the first person to support the thought. I hereby acknowledge the support from IEEE Signal Processing, because a similar talk I will be delivering on 3rd September It is a combined event, so you all are welcome. If you have further more queries, you can join that session also. That is actually the first scientific forum between UTP, University Technology Petronas, and Vellore Institute of Technology, India actually. So I hereby, especially I would like to thank Ms. Aisha, the chairperson, and Mr. Nivesh Gadipudi. He is chairperson of IEEE UTP student branch and one of the supportive person I have ever met. Like he always, support in the positive initiatives uh, provided by the team, and whenever I provide any proposal, he has always supported me. So finally, this is something that I really, the certificate is beautiful. So the certificate of completion, this is one of the certificate. When you complete the project, they will give you this thing. And for me, when I started my IEEE volunteering thing, when in Hamdard University, I was third year student. At that moment, I never been to any office, the executive designation. I never been chair. I never got any what we say official designation like the chair secretary in my student life. And when I joined Hamdard University as a lecturer over there, I got the chance to supervise the student branch as a coordinator. Again, yeah, it was not counselor, but yeah, for me it's like something that I really feel honor, because first it is from IEEE, second it is for a noble work. I have done something like very minor thing in the field of I can say myself proudly that I'm among those engineers that can contribute for the society. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening me. It's like 8 p.m. over here, and this is my email address. I intentionally kept my presentation up to 8 p.m. Why? Because I really want you people to do the discussion so that I can guide you in a better way. This was all about the procedure, that how you just write and what are the essential things. So now I would like to unshare my screen and can open the floor for queries and questions.
Mr. Abro, I would just like to say that was a very, very insightful session, and it was very impressive to see all that you have achieved so far. And it just shows that science, society and technology are truly related, and no matter which field we are in, we can still attempt to solve the problems that affect the world that we live in. And IEEE is there to back us up with their grants. Now, if the audience has any questions, please leave them in the chat box and we will get to them.
Yeah, Mudis is up.
Yeah.
May I ask some question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Mr. Ghulam for Abro and IEEE student branch Malaysia. It's very nice session. I want to ask one thing. If I want to put any proposal for IEEE, like my field is applied science, how they can that one? Is there a chance to to submit his proposal for IEEE?
Okay, you mean to say that you are from fundamental and science department and the field, and you want to put a proposal. So
Yeah,
far, so far, sir, the thing is, like, if you have at least one IEEE member, at least one IEEE member, if you have, you can go for one proposal. that should contribute in terms of tangible outcome for the society. You are you are from fundamental, so you can come up with a like I'll give you an example. You can come up with a proposal, a cheap hand sanitizer, let's suppose. Or if you are from nanomaterials, you just produce a nanomaterial that should be used in PPEs, so that they can be recycled easily. Something like that. If you propose some similar, proposal, and if you have only one IEEE member, that should be like a senior member, because they have changed the policy now. So if you can go with this team, like two people are enough. It depends on the work actually. But yeah, two people with one IEEE member, senior IEEE member, you can go for the proposal. It's never too late, lah.
Okay, thank you. Terima kasih. Thank you very much.
Sama sir. Okay, so any other question? Anyone who has any questions so far from this platform? I really want to, because I have, I'm looking at the participant list, the people from different universities have, participated. So my email address, I have just, I'm about to mention my email address in the chat box. You can collaborate with me. I'm a kind of a person who is very interested in bridging the relations between student branches and relations in between the engineering or the research professionals. So you can contact me on mustafa.abro, ABRO, @IEEE.org. So you can collab with me in any of the potential topic that you have. So surely our student branch can help you as well. After this, I just want to mention the Alina, do you have the attendance list, or should I share? Let me just open it. Where is it?
I don't have the attendance list, but I do have a form the feedback form that I would like the
Yeah,
audience to.
yeah. I just want to post it in the chat box. Okay, I'm posting, ladies and gentlemen. I'm posting the attendance sheet, and not attendance sheet. It's a feedback, and obviously when you fill it, you will get the e-certificate also. So I have shared it in the chat box. You can pursue and you can fill it. Don't forget to fill it, because this is the only thing that on the basis of we can, identify the potential audience of the day and can send the certificates. Any questions so far? Okay, I think that, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Abro, thank you for taking us through the application process from beginning till the end. And your knowledge and expertise is truly an inspiration for all of us who are here today. And I can say with certainty that, going by how interested the audience seemed, you may just have given someone the confidence and the encouragement to go ahead and pursue their dreams and pitch their ideas to actually do their part in society, essentially, right? And thank you very much. We are very, very grateful to have you here today. It was a pleasure to meet you. And now, as we sign off, I would just like to remind the audience that you will soon receive your certificates of participation, as Mr. Abro mentioned, via email. And just don't forget to fill out the feedback form. That's how we know that you actually have attended the session. And let us know any suggestions you have for future Tech Learnathon webinars, and we hope to see you in the future sessions. The details of them will be very soon posted on our social media platforms, so be on the lookout for that. And until then, thank you and goodbye.
I think that we should go for one group photo.
Yeah, okay, sure. Why not?
Group photo. I hereby request all the participants if they can just turn on their camera to have a group photo together.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any more people going to join us? We'll wait for about 10 more seconds, and then we'll take the picture.
Okay. I again hereby announce, if you are listening, people, you can turn on your camera so that we can have a group photo together.
Okay, do I go ahead and take it now?
Let me just make it large gallery preview. Yeah, now it's good. I can see all happy faces now. So in Malaysia, we say, in Malay language, we say like, I'm really learning Malay, but my Malay is siki, means very weak. So still, it's like tiga, dua, and satu. So 3, 2, and 1 we go. Okay.
1, so 2. What is that? That's 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Tiga, dua, and satu. Okay. So again for freestyle. Freestyle. Tiga, dua, and satu. Here we go. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aisha and Alina, for bridging this collaboration. And sooner we will have like wonderful workshops ahead now. Thank you so much. You can conclude now.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Just don't forget to fill out the feedback form, and we will see you next time.